Peace to the family. This is the Homistic representing www.homistic.com. And so, in our most simplest way, we're trying to connect the Cancer and the Chariot archetype to the human body and figure out how this relates to us. And so, in my most simplest way, I'm going to attempt to connect the Cancer, the crab, to our digestive system and how it's more or less connected to our ability to rebirth and transform our lives. So, Cancer is Latin for crab. Cancer is ruled by the moon, and the crab is known to be on the ocean and kind of sits on the waves or moves to and fro with the tide of the ocean. And so that tide of the ocean is ruled by the moon. So the constellation of Cancer being ruled by the moon utilizes a crab as its symbol. So even more so, it wasn't just the crab that represented Cancer. The Egyptians represented Cancer as a scarab or a dung beetle. Now the beetle is clearly linked to the moon's 28-day cycle because of how it deposits this ball of eggs, rolls it into a dung of earth, and for the space of 28 days, it creates a baby. So this is an understanding of creation and utilizing the moon. When you think of Cancer, you think of wealth. But even more so, when you connect it to our human body, wealth is a symbol of health, and health is the way that we reproduce and ultimately grow. Another reason that Cancer is connected to a crab is because when a crab grows, it has to shed its shell. And when we want to grow and we want to reach the next level up, we have to detoxify our body. We have to purify our body if we really want to grow, and we really have to re-energize or revitalize the solar plexus chakra, which is ruled by Cancer. We're dealing with the stomach, digestive organs, breast, ovaries, and womb. So the stomach and digestive organs allow us to take nourishment. It allows us to grow. The breast, ovaries, and womb, when we suckled the breast as children, we were conceived through the ovaries and the womb and allowed us to grow. So these are the cellular nutrition and reproductive energies within the human body that Cancer rules over, which is another way of saying our wealth. So moving forward, the Chariot represents a man who is holding something in his stomach region, but above him is a crab. And then the words, you gotta look really close, but they say abracadabra, meaning that our words change our reality, meaning that our internal creates our external. And another way to explain this card, he's in a chariot, and the chariot is moving forward. So if we can move this energy internally, gonna naturally move externally. And that's basically what this card is saying. Being ruled by Cancer is as above, so below. You have the 6 on top and the 9 on bottom. And this represents a connection of some sort. And this connection is found in the digestive system. If we have a purified, free-flowing digestive system, then our life is the same way. And a lot of our trauma, a lot of our sadness, a lot of stress is found in the lower regions. And so once we clear that out, life is never the same. Once we detoxify the body, then we're dealing with the level of rebirth, which is a level of dying to the old self so the true self can live. Now, the key symbolism found in this card is the idea of moving forward. So like food moving through the digestive system, when we are internally moving forward, so is our external life. If we are backed up, misdirected, or blocked internally, then the same follows for our life. Now, combining Cancer and the Chariot archetype together, this represents our healer within, or our motherly archetype. When we say the mother archetype, one could be confused and think about their own personal mother, whether she was a good mom or a bad mom. But we're not talking about that type of mother. We're talking about the esoteric mother, which is our stomach, digestive tract, the breast, the ovaries, and the womb. These are the energies that protect, heal, and nourish and allow us to establish ourselves. No matter how deep you get, no matter how profound you get, you still need the practical nourishment from the cellular body. And from this allows you to get as deep as you want to get. But unless you have this understanding of purification and the traveling of the blood flow and the food flow for that matter, then one deals with the level of block, because the stomach is the seat of the soul for real. When we're out of touch with this archetype, we're out of touch with this modality to heal. Like the scarab beetle, we have the ability to self-generate ourselves on a 28-day celestial cycle. One of the main ways as humans we can regenerate ourselves is through purifying the body. So, dealing with this further, the Cancer Chariot as an archetype represents our motherly healing aspects, whether it's breast milk, breaking down food, or hydrating the cells. And this allows humans to reproduce and live. So, quite simply, a river runs through you. Cancer is a water sign. So this is the first water sign, and we're really dealing with our internal river. The Egyptians dealt with the Nile River a lot, and one could think that they're actually talking about the river Nile. But what if they're talking about the digestive tract, and commit the black land is just the black body? What if? And so understanding that a river runs through you, is rich and hugely varied, and has a ecosystem that has over 1,000 different species, 100 trillion organisms, and that's 10 times more microorganisms than the cells in your whole entire body. And this whole ecosystem is your digestive tract. So you have a whole system and a whole life within you that you might not even understand. And this represents our ability to rebirth ourselves. Moving forward, rebirth is a central theme of crab and the scarab beetle, which we saw reflected in its repetitive actions and self-regenerating habits. And this is the fact of reincarnation and reoccurring existence. In the ancient Egyptians, they referred to this entire digestive system as the river of life or the river of death, depending on what you float down it. Now, cleaning this canal is one of the most profound things you can do for your health, and understanding that health and wealth are practically synonymous. And then you understand that Cancer has a lot to do with wealth. So, emotional digestion. Research shows that inflammation, a typical immune response to obesity, may be the precursor to mood disorders such as depression. When people clean up their diet, inflammation is reduced and the moods improve. A large percentage of your serotonin levels, which is produced in your gut, is the digestive system responsible for the absorption of nutrients, lymphatic functions, and our overall immune system. So when any of these functions are off, our whole system is out of whack, so is our life. So it's key to identify, remove any toxins that might be upsetting your digestive system. Finally, the digestive system is also linked to a large energy center known as the solar plexus chakra. This is the energy center that holds how worthy we feel, how we are seen in this world, our self-esteem, our feelings of personal power, and how we're actually digesting life. So, in surmise, to get to this level of healing the solar plexus, we have to get to a level of purifying the digestive tract, making sure that all of our energy is moving forward within so our life can move forward externally. And this is all related to water, and Cancer being a water sign and understanding our digestive systems is really clearly linked to this archetype. And then another thing before I get out is dealing with cellular hydration, making sure your water has enough alkaline levels that actually hydrate your cell, as opposed to drinking soda and all of these different things, which probably isn't nothing wrong with it as long as you're hydrating your cellular body. So just to give you a quick review, today we talked about Cancer, how it's connected to the digestive system, which is linked to rebirth and forward moving. And this ties into as above, so below, as within, so without. These are universal laws. Aries deals with the Ammon's horns, the hippocampus, which allows us to be present and have human initiative. Taurus is the thyroid, which allows us to speak, and our words creating matter. Gemini is connected to the thymus gland, which is asleep for most adults, and this represents our inner child, our twin soul, our twin flame within. All of these videos are in the playlist titled Astrology and Archetypes. I'm the Hood Mystic, representing www.hoodmystic.com. Be sure to visit the site and check out the document to explain this a little bit further, to do more research on your body because you have to live with it. And the main purpose, and what I've really realized through doing this study, is that it's all based upon an internal vibration, how you feel internally. So instead of focusing on external things, we really need to focus on the internal. A real quick example is that whatever we get external is going to create an internal feeling. So if we can't understand why or what those internal feelings are, then the external will never satisfy us. So attempt to know self a little bit deeper. We have these series, but we're going to work through all the way to Pisces and understand what all of these things mean at the most intimate internal level. Thank you guys for listening. It's been fun. I'll catch you on the flip side. Peace.